Welcome to episode 20 of September Song. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the notification bell, which lets you know whenever a new episode has been released, and click the like button if you liked it and give us a comment. Today, in this episode 20, we will look at the United States Space Force. The U.S. Space Force, which is USSF or whatever it is a new branch of the Armed Forces established on December 20th, 2019. The Secretary of the Air Force has overall responsibility for Space Force, and he reports directly to the Secretary of Defense. Now, additionally, a four-star general known as the Chief of Space Operations, CSO, serves as the senior military member of the USSF. Now, it should be noted that there was an earlier iteration. On September 1st, 1982, the Air Force established the AFSPC with space operations as its primary mission. Cold War-era space operations focused on missile warning, launch operations, satellite control, space surveillance, and command and control for national leadership. Now, an early mission of Space Command utilized a highly classified space weapon consisting of a small satellite designed to sneak up on enemy Sputniks. Now, when close enough, little hammers would extend from the weapon and beat the enemy satellite senseless. Fortunately, we never had to put this fearful weapon to use. But there was even an earlier Space Force formed in the 1950s. It was the United States Rocket Patrol. Now, this unit was so secret that only a select group of high government officials were aware of its existence. The full story can now be told. Highly trained combat personnel of the U.S. Rocket Patrol were issued rocket packs attached to heavy-duty leather jackets. The pack had two controls, slow fast and up and down. Troopers also had advantage of U.S. Rocket Patrol's secret decoder rings. Each soldier was responsible for obtaining his own decoder ring by sending 5 cereal box tops along with 25 cents in coin to Decoder Ring in care of General Mills, Chicago, 800 Illinois. Now, here's what happened. In 1952, it was discovered that the Russians had developed space travel and had a colony on the planet Mars. They were ahead of the U.S. because their Germans were smarter than our Germans. According to recently discovered captured Russian film, they were hatching a dastardly plot. But in the end, owing to the United States Rocket Patrol, the plot was quickly put down. We defeated the Russian ray gun with dependable Smith & Wesson revolvers. The Russians were no match for American know-how and ingenuity. Now, I want to tell you something astonishing. Perhaps it would be best if you sat down, assuming, of course, that you're standing. The story you just heard never happened. I made it all up. I used it to alert the government in Washington of the things that would happen to an unprepared nation. So, in 2019, the U.S. Space Force was established.
Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement.
Now, the only problem is that it seems the government didn't have any original thinkers. The seal of the United States Space Force looked strangely like the Star Trek shield.